welcome to In the Know. I'm Mark Crosby of Quincy Access Television. So glad that you decided to join us for this program today. We will be naturally welcoming back the Sheriff of Norfolk County. That would be Patrick McDermott. Pat, always a pleasure to have you in the studio.
I can't believe we're going on 4 years here. This is finishing up my 4th year, and I think we started right out of the gate with QATV. So, you know, dozens of episodes have gone out, and a lot of the information has get out to the people in Norfolk County. I'm forever grateful for the opportunity to be here and communicate what we're trying to do in the Sheriff's Office. So, QATV, big shout out.
We certainly appreciate that. What's nice, and we've talked about this in the past, is that you do the show here, but then we distribute it throughout the county to the centers, the access centers throughout Norfolk County.
And it has made my executive assistant very happy that she doesn't have to schedule me at 15 or 16 other local outlets. It gets the message out very quickly, and I've had the opportunity to speak with some of those local providers in other towns that are very grateful to have the program sent out to them. So, very great.
Well, continuing, let's start with an event coming up shortly, and that's the Sober Comedy Night. It's presented by the Hope Center, and we will have some of the featured comics on screen in just a moment, along with the, I guess, a graphic of the event itself.
Yeah, so this started, we focus a lot of our efforts both inside the jail as well as out in the community on the recovery community and folks that are struggling with substance use disorder, alcohol addiction. And it's the reason why, one of the big reasons why we launched the Hope Center back in the spring. And, our Hope Center is predominantly dealing with incarcerated individuals that are coming back into the community, and it helps them with reintegration and working through some of the issues that got them in the criminal justice system to begin with. And so, and we find that most of the folks that do struggle with criminal behavior, usually it's because of mental health issues and substance use disorder. So we are focused on raising awareness as well as raising some money for our Hope Center. And we're doing that through a Sober Comedy Night. And we've partnered up with our good friend Steve Sweeney, who is no stranger to those in the comedy circuit. Steve is actually a resident of the city of Quincy. He actually has a local comedy club down at the Fox and Hound on C Street in Quincy. And Steve is also, what most people don't know about Steve is, they see him as the comedian. They see him as a producer of films. He was in, Something About Mary. He had his, Sweeney Killing Sweeney, which was a locally produced movie. They see him as that superstar. And he is a superstar, but most people don't see what we've been able to see on the other side. And he is a compassionate individual. He's an educator. He's a motivator. He comes in. He works both in my facility at the Norfolk Sheriff's Office as well as down at Plymouth County for Sheriff Joe McDonald, working with inmates on helping them through recovery, helping them set goals and initiatives. So Steve uses his talent to raise awareness for the programs that we're doing at the Sheriff's Office. And so this Sober Comedy Night being held on Thursday, November 21st, down at our Braintree Public Safety Complex. We have a heated pavilion down there under the tent. We're selling 200 tickets for that. I think we might have a graphic that shows people the QR code that you could get onto that. If you want to go on the website, it's nsocares.org. And that comedy night is going to be, like I said, on Thursday the 21st from 7 to 9. Steve Sweeney is headlining it. He's also bringing in a couple of his friends. Jack Lynch and Shay Spillane, I think, is coming in. Possibly some other guests might arrive. You never know who could appear at that event. So we want to have a few surprises up our sleeves for that too. But it really is it's a labor of love for Steve Sweeney. He loves comedy, but he really loves focusing on the recovery community. And we're happy to partner up with him and his team to put this great event together that I think is going to be a fabulous night.
And what I'd like to go to now actually is a short video, and you and I can kind of talk while the video is playing. But it is of the Hope Center, and it's really an inviting place.
Yeah, the Hope Center, started as a kind of a dream of mine to put together a one-stop shop for people going through, struggling through things in life, whether it's, homelessness or food insecurity, financial insecurity. And so when we came up with the Hope Center name, we came up with the concept of what it's all about: healing, opportunity, purpose, engagement, about how people can be reintegrated into the community, not just coming out of jail, but there's some people that are just down out on their luck and need to figure out a better path. That's what the Hope Center is all about. And we've got great staff members down there: Cheryl Portman, Hannah Walsh, who just came on board, several other new staff members. Matt Sisk, who's our director down there, is really putting together quite a team of people that are really making the Hope Center an unbelievable resource for the community. And so we started out with a theme of helping people who are incarcerated coming out, but we're finding that a lot of people that are using the Hope Center are just looking for a place for assistance, and the Hope Center is a one-stop shop for those resources. And we don't do it all alone, Mark. The other we partner up with a lot of folks. So if somebody's having a homeless issue, we have a great partner with Father Bill's. John Yazwinski and his team down at Father Bill's Mainspring. That's a key. They do great work with the homeless population. Our partners with Interfaith Social Services, with people with food insecurity or need some help down there. So we partner up with other nonprofits to make sure that people coming into the Hope Center don't have to go to 17 different places to find help. They can get it through us. We put the plan together and get them into the resources that they need. So really a labor of love. I'm really proud of what we're doing at the Hope Center.
Let's talk next about Veterans Day and some events that were kind of scheduled around that day. Folks will see on screen in just a moment as we kind of talk about it between the two of us.
Yeah.
The House to House for Heroes.
Yeah, we found this national program. Not everybody does it, but I was captivated by it. And to me, I'm the son of a World War II veteran. A lot of my relatives, my uncles, my cousins served in the military, and I always tell the story of my dad as one of 5 brothers who served in World War II from Brighton, Massachusetts, and all 5 brothers who saw active combat came home. And that's a rare moment. So we grew up in a household of honoring veterans, not just Veterans Day, but like every time we saw a veteran, it was just a special moment. So the House to House for Heroes program, a national program that we adopted and we augmented, is an opportunity for us to assemble a group of volunteers to actually go house to house, to go to their door, honoring veterans and giving them a package of information of all the benefits that afforded them because of their service. And so we launched the program in Quincy. And on Veterans Day weekend, we gathered in Braintree with a great group of volunteers. We kicked it off with our honorary chair, Al Verasso, who a longtime Braintree activist and veteran. And Al came into a rousing applause, and really special moment. And when the volunteers went out, I think we hit like 1,200 residents, 1,200 veterans that day. What I find most exciting is when the volunteers come back, including me. When I went out door to door, you just hear about the stories. The veterans do open up and tell you, where they served, what they did. And if you can get them to tell a couple of stories, it's great. And the volunteers come back with those stories. And it changes them. It changes their life.
And it also gives the opportunity for these veterans to maybe find out about programs, services that
Correct.
are available that they might not know about.
And there's a lot of programs available, especially in Massachusetts. We just passed the HEROES Act back in August, and there's a lot of new benefits that are rolling out that are for veterans. And so we want to make sure that veterans know what they have access to. And I always encourage, if a veteran's watching this program, they say, well, I didn't get a package, or I'm not from Braintree or Quincy, I haven't heard about this yet. Give us a call at the Sheriff's Office, or more importantly, Norfolk County has a great group of veteran service officers. Every town has a VSO. Reach out to your local town VSO. They will actually work with you to provide those services that you need.
I do have a video segment and an audio segment. I believe 2 folks were interviewed at the event that was held. So we'll go to that now, and then we'll come back and we'll talk more.
Richard, tell me why you're out here today and how it went.
Sure. Rich Bilecki, I'm from the Mary Bilecki Foundation. We service gaps in the service industry, hunger, homelessness, and healthcare. And one of our missions is to help veterans. One of the programs we're looking at is doing homebound veterans delivering meals to them. So we're trying to find partners and partner with certain kitchens and stuff to get those meals out to people. Part of the thing I help with the VSO in Braintree, we've done some work with Mary, and we just felt that this was a great opportunity to get out and thank the veterans for what they do and get some benefits information out to them.
So tell me about the interactions today, how it went.
The interactions were fantastic. I thought we had a great rate. We were about 50% of the people who actually received the information. And we had some interactions of people just being surprised that we were just thanking them for their service and appreciating that. And other people that were greatly appreciative of getting the information itself. So I thought there was a dual thing there that people were happy that people understood that they had service to their country, and they now know what they can get for their services.
Then you were out with a couple of high school kids, you said today. What do you think it was like for them?
I think they really like doing it. These are two people that help. It's a family of kids, actually 3 or 4 kids that are siblings, very oriented to service, and they really got a good feeling for what the veterans were doing. I think they got a good feeling of that they were helping people, and the thanking of them was a great thing for them.
Tell me about today and what you took away from it and how it went.
Today was very rewarding. I love to give back to the community. I love to do things for the veterans in particular. It was way better than I thought it was going to be. It was very rewarding. Got to meet people in my own neighborhood. I live in Braintree. People that I've never met before. I had kind of lengthy conversations with some of the men and women, but very, very interesting stories. They told me a little bit about themselves. I thought it was fabulous. I'm going to do it every year.
Awesome. It seems like it was pretty rewarding.
Very rewarding. Very rewarding. Like I said, I would have still been out there if I had any more addresses.
Well, there you have it. A couple
Love
of
it.
interviews conducted by Peter Wilson from your office, conducted that day.
Yeah, and it was, we had several of those folks who were interviewed by us as well as for the local news media, and I think everybody had the same kind of reaction. I mean, it was a day that fulfilled their own opportunity to thank veterans, and it just really, it was overwhelming. It was in a good way, and I got to give a shout out to Mayor Joyce from Braintree, who hosts us all the time in our Braintree Public Safety Complex, but her VSO, Tim Forty, really put together a great program with us, and so we're very grateful for that. And we are rolling this out all year round. Like I said, Veterans Day might just be on the calendar as one day, 11/11 every year, but for us in the Norfolk County Sheriff's Office, we'll be doing this year round. So we're probably taking the winter off, a little cold to go door to door, but we'll be back probably in the spring, March, April, May, June, and we're going to be rolling out for the next round of towns, and we're just planning that right now.
What's perfect for the winter months would be hockey.
Yes.
And the return of the Sheriff's Cup. And as we talk about this, we fortunately have video from last year, plans for this year.
Yeah, I ran a hockey tournament for years through the Knights of Columbus at we call it the Holiday Hockey Tournament, and that unfortunately went by the wayside many years ago. And so it always was in the back of my mind what a great opportunity that was to bring kids together over the winter break. And so we brought it back last year during February vacation. And this year we're having it over the Christmas holiday. And it's for U12 hockey teams that are in the area. And we're having it on December 27th, Sunday, December 29th. And then the finals will be on Monday, December 30th. All the games are played down at Quincy Youth Hockey Arena, located here in Quincy. All the proceeds that come of this go towards our NSO Cares, our nonprofit that benefits our Hope Center and other community programs. Last year, I jokingly had to call, I did call him, and I had to concede to Sheriff Joe McDonald because it was a team from Plymouth County that actually won one of the championships last year from Marshfield. So Joe McDonald is holding the trophy now down in Plymouth County, so we're trying to bring it back to Norfolk this year. So We have 12 slots available for teams. I think we've got maybe 4 or 5 that are filled, and now I think hockey season is just starting to kick in anyways. I talked to John McNeil, who's very active down at Quincy Youth Hockey Arena, and he just told me the other day that this is now when the hockey teams just start getting into place. So we're going to make some calls just to fill those slots, get the teams in place. Looking forward to having a great event, though, and it's a great way to bring the kids together. I don't know how to skate, so it's a little dangerous when I get out on the ice. I think they put the rug down out there for me to make a quick speech, maybe sing the national anthem. But if you're interested, if there's any hockey players out there or coaches that want to reach out to us, you can send an email to our team at outreach@norfolksheriffma.org. And just great couple of days down there. Quincy Youth Arena, another fabulous gem here in the city of Quincy. We like to show it off a little bit.
And I live in Plymouth County, so I'm going to enjoy that.
Oh, there we go.
That trophy for, well, who knows? I was going to say a little while longer, but who knows? Plymouth could get it back.
Could get it back.
Could get it back
Could
again.
get it back.
Let's turn now to another, I suppose, winter-related item, and that's a coat drive that was held recently.
Yeah, I got to really thank people stepped up this year. We've been running a drive. It's another national program called Coats for Kids and Families, and this program has collected, and distributed, close to 2 million free coats at more than 70 locations since the program began in 1995, and we took part in it the last couple of years. And this year we were really overwhelmed in a great way with the outpouring of support. And people donate new and slightly used coats through us. We had 3 drop-off locations, one here in Quincy, Dedham, and Braintree. And with a partnership with Anton's Cleaners. Anton Cleaners collects them, washes those clothes, and then makes sure that they're distributed to the various nonprofits that help them get them into the hands of the families that need them. And there is an overwhelming need for these things every year. And so these coats go to great use, and we're happy. Today was my first chill that I got coming in here, and so I know that the coats are going to go to good use.
Let's talk now about the President's Trail Camporee. I don't know if it's Camporee a word, or did you create that word?
I think the Boy Scouts created that, the Camporee. This was an awesome event, and we were very, very glad that we were able to participate in partnership with the City of Quincy, Mayor Koch, and our local Quincy Police Department. We sponsored and helped organize the event. The President's Trail Camporee, it was called, Boy Scouts of America, and over 1,000 scouts came to Pageant Field and camped out for the weekend. Had a number of different activities, including a hiking trail around the city of Quincy, visiting the local historical sites, as well as the environmental treasures that we have in the city. We were able to provide our resources
to the Abigail Adams Cairn.
Yes, I think it was funny because we left after the opening ceremonies. They distributed their teams throughout the city, and I think I went down to McKay's to have a little breakfast. And sure enough, all of the scouts were walking to the John Adams birthplaces as well as going up to the Cairn. So they were really getting involved in local history, and I know the mayor made a great speech about the history of the city of Quincy, and how freedom and the foundation of our liberty was born here in the city of Quincy. And shout out to the town of Braintree as well, because they usually do claim ownership of John Adams as a son of Braintree. So we'll give a little shout out to Braintree as well. But this Camporee was great. Scouting comes together, and the Scout program has gone through some rough patches over the course of time. But I look at this as that, and the Scouting program is now, it's no longer just the Boy Scouts; it's the Scouting program. We have boys and girls coming together now that we've never had before, and it's just to see them all come together and do all the crafts and earn their merit badges and really learn some of the things that are necessary about life skills. Really, really unbelievable. So there's a great future with our youth, and we have a great set of leaders coming up.
We should mention that the Command Center, the NCSO, of course, the Norfolk County Sheriff's Office Command Center was there drone unit, the
Yep.
ATVs and RVs.
Yeah, we had all our bells and whistles. Luckily, we didn't get any call-outs that weekend. You know, we're always possibly we're the number one call-out for our Metrolec team in this region. But our command center was there, our drone unit. I think we had our canines on hand, and it was a great event. And the kids love it. You know, they like to interact, and we want to show them, you know, opportunities that what law enforcement is all about. Quincy PD was up there with their bicycle patrol unit, and it was a great presence there. And we were there to demonstrate some of the things that we do, but also making sure that that was a secure location for the kids to enjoy.
Very nice. I know the planting of bulbs were also done, as well
Unbelievable.
as 125 trees. So
Yeah,
it was a lot to that.
That
day.
environmental piece was unbelievable, because that's a gift to the city of Quincy that will last generations, because those are annuals that come up. So looking forward to seeing those.
The next piece, unfortunately, we have to talk about scams and scammers. Right before, actually, why don't we do this? Right before we talk about it, we do have an example of a scam. Let's play that and then come back.
Great.
Hi, this is Sergeant Jim Lindell with the Norfolk County Sheriff's Office, and I was calling to establish contact with. This is in regards to confidential legal matters. I do see that it's very imperative that you give me a call back in my main desk line, with my main desk line being 781. Thank you. Please give me a call back as soon as possible.
Well, that doesn't sound like that person works for the.
For those of us that are from the Boston area, that does not sound like somebody that's from here, and it clearly was not.
But if you listen to what the person says, it sounds legit.
It is, and that's you know, some of the things that we do in the sheriff's office. We do civil enforcement of a lot of legal issues that go on. We will never call anybody, though. That's not what we do. We don't call anybody and say that you owe money, or, you know, we're going to be coming to arrest you, or we're holding a loved one. There's a whole host of narratives that these scammers do, and the danger that's coming on because of the technology enhancements today. They will actually get phone numbers that actually mirror the sheriff's office, and they'll have you call back, and, you know, usually they're asking for monetary issues, your credit card, your bank account, transferring you know, some monies in order to bail out your grandson from jail, all kinds of issues. But we will never ask you that. The local police department will never ask you something like that over the phone. And unfortunately, this particular scam went out to a lot of people, because I had a lot of people, friends of mine, family members, who called me. My neighbor called me and said, "Hey, my wife just got a phone call. Is that legit?" And I'm like, "I'm glad you called me, because it's not." And these are folks that, you know, all smart, intelligent folks, but you can get sucked into this stuff.
Well, and that just that brings up a point too. Okay, someone who knew you called you, but what if somebody doesn't know you? What should they do if they receive one of these calls and are questioning the call?
Yeah, I mean, don't engage. That's the other problem, is people try to sometimes engage these people and just don't. Your best bet is to hang up, block the phone number. Unfortunately, you know, we want you to report it. No question about it, because we want to know what's going on, so we can do promos like this to get the word out, to remind people. But a lot of these nefarious actors are from overseas. Most of them are untraceable. I've had conversations with the FBI and the Cyber Task Force. It is very difficult to trace these people, and it's even worse when the monies get transferred, and that's the tragedy. And we've had a lot of people that have fallen victim to these scams, and tens of thousands of dollars have gone to these bad actors.
Exactly, which aren't recoverable.
They're not recoverable for the most part. It's very rare I've heard a positive end result on these things. So don't ever give your bank account, don't ever give any identification of yourself. The best bet, don't engage, hang up, report it to us, just so that we know what's going on.
Very good. Next, we are going to talk about comfort dogs, and we're going to talk specifically about Eddie. I think people probably have an idea about what comfort dogs are. How does the sheriff's office employ them? So
comfort dogs serve multiple purposes. I mean, they really they're hired to do exactly what the name says. They provide comfort and ease tension sometimes under hostile circumstances. But, you know, Canine Eddie has been on the staff now for a couple of years with his handler, Officer Monahan, and they do some great work in our schools, our local hospitals, nursing homes. They come out to public events, and there's just nothing like a dog, a canine, to just provide love and affection. And psychologically, the canine Comfort Dog program, which is nationally known, psychologically provides success stories to that. And we even have times when Comfort Dogs are brought into tough situations, whether it's within the jail or within homes. If there's a domestic violence call or things like that nature, Comfort Dogs are a valuable resource. And Canine Eddie is always up for coming out to visit classrooms, to visit hospitals and nursing homes. If you ever are interested in having Canine Eddie come and visit you at your location, you want to be the hero of your classroom, and you want to organize a little visit by Canine Eddie, send Paula Glynn an email at pglynn@norfolksheriffma.org, and Paula can arrange for that visit. And oddly enough, I'll just give a share. This is not a guaranteed of a program, but I was shared a new program that apparently is a cat program.
Really?
That brings cats into jail settings, and I guess it brings the most hardened criminal to their knees in terms of their affection towards the inmates. So who knows? I've been asked to explore it with the cat program.
Interesting.
So
Well, it's
a little
amazing.
competition of the dogs.
Sure, but it's amazing what pets can do.
It is. When you've got, and this is, on a serious note, the guys that are incarcerated, for instance, and some people that are outside too, a lot of loneliness, a lot of isolation, and pets can provide that comfort and that companionship that sometimes is lacking for people. And so whether it's a cat or a dog or some kind of pet, it's amazing the affection that can provide, and it melts the people down, these hardened souls.
Absolutely. As we close, just 2 minutes, talk about the recognition of the Sheriff's Office by the American Correctional Association.
Yeah, I'm real proud of what we've been able to accomplish over the last 4 years in the Sheriff's Office. And I make sure that we subject ourselves to outside scrutiny. We bring in auditors consistently, not just the state auditor, but private auditors that come in. Particularly the American Corrections Association comes in every 3 years to audit and evaluate our operations. And 2021 was our first ACA accreditation. Well, we've been accredited for many years, but it was the first time we actually get perfect accreditation in 2021. So when I challenged the staff, how do you get better than perfection? You go for round 2 of perfection.
Right.
And in 2024, we were able to get, once again, perfect scores on our mandatory and non-mandatories. We were given that award at Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm very proud to have that displayed at the jail for the public to see. And the public should know that their taxpayer money is at good use. We are actually performing the duties that they've asked us to do, and it's proven to be successful in some of the programs we're running.
Well, very good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And on to round 3.
Round 3, 2027.
Let's end this as we normally do with just once again kind of a shout out to the Sheriff's Office, and good job. A lot going on there, and again, a thanks for sharing not only with Quincy Access, but with these centers throughout Norfolk County.
Thank you, and it's something that's a labor of love for me. I love sharing what we're doing, and this is just a showcase of what we do within law enforcement. And the history of the sheriff is to be the guardian of the people and making sure people feel safe and appreciated in their community, and that's what we're trying to do.
Well, until next time, Sheriff, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you.
And thank you at home for watching. As always, we encourage you to support the local access station in the community in which you reside. Take care.